Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, is one of the greatest games in the last decade. Which is less impressive than it sounds since games like Mario Galaxy and Half-Life Episode 1 are already 10 years old. But it's not just a game I enjoy, it's actually one of my favorite games ever. Yet, there's a huge problem with it that I would go as far to say is a design flaw. Is it the combat and the constantly breaking weapons? No, that doesn't really bug me. Is it the non-traditional music? Nope, I really like the soundtrack. It's something that I think has a bigger impact, though only for some players. Breath of the Wild is all about exploration and building your own path. Will you free all the divine beasts and prepare yourself, or just go straight to Ganon? Will you clothe yourself for the weather, or rely on food effects? Before I'd even played the game, just from the trailers I was thinking about all the various ways I wanted to try and play the game. This sort of freedom is essentially the main selling point. Hyrule Castle itself is designed with this in mind. There are multiple ways to enter the castle, allowing the choice of how you want to play. Do you want to take your way in, or sneak in undetected? It offers you to cater your experience how you want, and Hyrule Castle is just a small example. The entire game allows you to play in completely different ways. So how come there's only one save file? Most players will only ever need the one file, but there are many people, myself included, that would love to replay the game time and time again. I was excited to beat the game not just because I wanted to finish it, but because I wanted to play it again differently. Well, I could just delete my save, right? Well, sure, but I want to get 100% completion on this finished save, and once I do, I'd like to keep it tucked away on a hard drive with all my other Zelda files. And what about the proposed hard mode coming as part of the expansion pass? When that's released, are you just supposed to delete the file and start over, or will they allow a second save for that mode? It's not like there's a storage issue. I mean, save files don't take up that much space, and if they did, so what? There's 32 gigabytes of storage on the Switch. Don't try and tell me that it can't take an extra save or two. I mean, that's why you buy an SD card, right? So you don't have to worry about storage space for reasons like this? Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Just create a new profile and start it from there. And yeah, you can. And that's what you'll have to do if you want to replay the game without deleting your original save. But this isn't much of a solution. The Switch can have a maximum of 8 user profiles. So we have our original profile, which has our main save on. Then if we want to replay the game, then we need another one. If hard mode requires a new save, then we'll need one for that. And I personally would like to try and beat the game without wearing clothes. In the game, not in real life. So that's another one. I understand that this is a bit of an extreme case, but that's already half of the profiles. And that's not even considering if you have other people's profiles on your Switch. It's so odd because it feels like the game was made to have multiple saves. The save selection looks just like Skyrim, but it only has your save and a handful of autosaves, so you can go back if you kill your horse or something. Speaking of Skyrim, while playing that, how many times have you saved a new file because you wanted to try something stupid or take an alternate path? If you have over 30 hours in Skyrim, I'm willing to bet that you have multiple saves for one reason or another.
Wait, I know you.
I know this is a bit of a silly thing to go on about, but it's something that does affect me. I love to replay games, and Breath of the Wild has so much replayability. It seems like every time I do something, I think about how many different ways I could have done it differently. I do hope this is something that they update and change. Is it game breaking? I guess not, but I do think it's the game's biggest problem. And yeah, I would go as far to call it a design flaw. The game is designed around a world that you can approach any way you want, and I think not allowing you to do that easily is an issue. Plus, a small issue I have with Breath of the Wild isn't as good of a title. Thanks for listening to me rant on about this. I appreciate that you lasted this long. And since you're here, why don't you tell me what you dislike about Breath of the Wild? I'm pretty busy with college and stuff, but I want to try and start making more videos, so hopefully I'll see you here again. Or at least I'll see the little number that represents you in a YouTube view.